There are nights in Harrow Creek when the air feels wrong, nights when the wind forgets to move, nights when the sky hangs too low, nights when sound travels strangely, as if muffled by something pressing down on the town. But there is one night the people of Harrow Creek truly feel. A night whispered about in journals no one keeps anymore. A night mentioned in scratched inscriptions beneath the old water tower. A night the oldest families refuse to speak of. And now, that night has returned. This is episode 10 of the Harrow Creek tapes, the night the town forgot. The forgetting began quietly. At first, a few people noticed their clocks were wrong. Not broken, not stopped, just wrong. Time jumped, skipped, flickered. A woman setting her morning alarm blinked, and suddenly it was 2 hours later. A man checking his watch at work watched the second hand freeze, shake, then skip forward a full minute. Time didn't feel smooth anymore. It felt like a skipping record. But the children didn't react. They moved normally. They spoke normally. Only the adults noticed time slipping away. And none of them questioned the strangest part. The clocks were only wrong inside the town. Every phone synced outside Harrow Creek showed the correct time. Every clock inside showed something else. 13 minutes past the hour. Every hour. As if the town itself was refusing to move past a moment nobody remembered. By midday, people began losing small things. A set of keys, a grocery list, a name. At first it seemed normal. People forget things all the time. But then someone forgot where they worked. Someone else forgot their sister's voice. A man forgot his own phone number. And a woman forgot her child. Not in a dangerous way, but in a horrifying way. She knew the child existed, knew she loved her, knew she had raised her. But when asked, she couldn't picture her daughter's face. Not the eyes. Not the smile, not the sound of her laugh. It was as if the memory had been lifted gently out of her mind, leaving behind only the idea of a daughter, not the details. And still, the children did not react. They watched, quietly, patiently, almost knowingly. At 3:13 p.m., the exact time the children once awakened together, a wave of silence struck the town. Total silence. The kind that hurts the ears, the kind that makes your teeth hum, the kind that makes you feel like sound has been sucked out of the air by something vast and unseen. Cars stalled. Fans stopped spinning. Dogs froze mid-bark. Every phone in town dimmed at the same time, even those fully charged. For 3 full minutes, Harrow Creek heard nothing but the low hum from beneath the ground. A heartbeat. Slow. Deep. Steady. The same rhythm the children had hummed. When sound returned, people discovered something new. They no longer remembered those 3 minutes. Not adults. Not teenagers. Only the children remembered the silence, and they smiled when they said it. That was when several parents realized something horrifying. The forgetting was selective. Adults lost memories. Children gained them. Like a balance being shifted. Like scales being corrected. Like the town was redistributing its memories, preparing for something. The sheriff's office tried to make sense of the mass lapses. They checked old town records, historical logs, medical files, family histories, but something was wrong with the archives. Whole decades of town data were blurred, pages missing, entire sections empty, photos faded beyond recognition. And in the oldest documents, the founding papers of Harrow Creek, the ink had dissolved. Only one line remained legible on the brittle page. This land remembers what we forget. Beneath it, a symbol, a circle. The same circle the children drew. The same circle found beneath the cornfield. the same circle on Willow Road. The founding families had known the forgetting would come again, and they had prepared for it by hiding something or someone. But the children remembered what was hidden, and the adults were no longer allowed to. At sundown, something happened that no one could explain. People began recognizing strangers. A man waved at a neighbor he had never met. A woman hugged someone she didn't know. A teenager asked a store clerk how her son was doing, but the woman didn't have a son. Adults began remembering people who didn't exist and forgetting people who did. Like identities were being rewritten, shifted, replaced. Some families realized their photos had changed. Some faces blurred, some missing. On Maple Street, a grandmother looked at her husband and asked, "Who are you? And why are you in my house?" They had been married for 48 years. But in that moment, the memory was gone. Not faded, not confused, erased. And if the town could erase people, what else could it erase? Around 8 p.m., after hours of chaos, the children finally reacted. Without warning, they all stepped outside, some in pajamas, some barefoot, some holding nothing, some clutching objects like dolls or books or pieces of chalk. They stood in groups, always in circles, always facing inward. Eyes closed, bodies swaying slightly, breathing in unison. Parents screamed at them, begged them to come back inside. But the children did not move, not until the town's lights flickered, not until the ground vibrated once, a single heavy pulse. Then all the children opened their eyes at the same time, and they spoke. The same sentence, the same voice. A whisper that didn't feel like it came from their mouths. "You forgot the first time. You are forgetting again. It has begun." The adults froze, not in fear, but because many of them did not understand the sentence. Not because it was confusing, but because they could not remember what the first time even meant. Something had taken that memory too. The forgetting accelerated. People forgot where they lived, how old they were, the layout of the town, the faces of their own parents, the names of childhood friends, the sound of their own voice 5 minutes earlier. One man forgot how to read mid-sentence. A woman forgot how to drive while her car was in motion. A teenager forgot which house was hers and wandered crying into the street. Some people forgot their bodies, staring at their own hands like they had never seen them before. One horrifying truth became clear. The town wasn't losing memories. The town was being overwritten, rewritten, reshaped. Something beneath Harrow Creek was clearing space, making room. The children, however, did not forget anything. Their memories sharpened, deepened, expanded. They remembered things no child should know. They remembered the founding families, the original circle, the pact made beneath the stone ridge, the thing that slept beneath the town. And they remembered something else, something terrifying, something coming. At exactly 11:11 p.m., the entire town went black. Not a power outage, not electrical failure, a blackout of memory. Every adult stopped thinking at the same moment. Conversations froze, movements halted. The children remained awake, and they looked toward the northern tree line. A light appeared, pale, slow, pulsing, the same rhythm as the heartbeat beneath the fields. The children lifted their arms, pointing toward the trees. Some whispered, "He remembers us." Others whispered, "We are ready." The adults stood motionless, mind empty, memory erased, waiting, like puppets without strings, like the town was holding its breath, waiting for the light to cross into Harrow Creek. The light grew brighter, the trees bent outward as if something enormous was stepping through them. The ground trembled, the sky darkened unnaturally. The children smiled, and then the entire town inhaled at once. A single breath, a single awakening, a single moment of shared clarity. Then, as the light swept across the first row of houses, the episode ends.